there. My name is Tandie Jacobs from the Born2Differ show, and welcome once again to another episode. And I am so excited and pleased to be having this special guest with me today, an absolutely amazing woman filled with so much energy and talent. And having her here today is an honor. Tsungai, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Oh my God, when you put it like that, I feel very
uplifted
and
you feel
and empowered.
Well, that is the truth. That is the truth. That is who you are. And I must say, you look absolutely amazing. What is this that you are wearing?
So part of my brand or part of my branding is done very consciously because I grew up listening to and following the Zimbabwean culture.
Okay.
Both Ndebele and Shona.
Oh, so do you speak both?
I speak both, yes.
Oh, wow. You are lucky. You see, the thing is, people also, Tandie is also...
Yeah, Ndebele.
Yeah, but I don't kuluma. No, I don't.
Joking.
No, I don't.
Oh
No,
gosh,
I don't.
Well, at least you have to
I don't at all, And then people, when they see me, they start kulumaring.
Yeah, I was just going to say unjani.
No. Let's just keep it to English and Shona.
That's fine.
Okay, so you were telling us about...
branding, yes.
Yeah.
So, being part of the two cultures, I took to the music, the Southern African music, and also at home, I was brought up with the Shona songs, the traditional songs and things like that.
Okay.
And in terms of branding, I always loved to be colorful.
Okay.
And as you know, the Southern African costume is just
they are full of color.
So all my performances, I have to look the part, and this is the part.
This is the part. And you're like, you know what? I'm coming to Tandie Jacobs show, Born2Differ. I am different. I'm going to bring my own uniqueness. I love it. So do you actually make these yourself or do you sell them?
No, I don't make them. Because of my women empowerment activities as well, I link up with a lot of designers.
Okay.
And a lot of women who have businesses, not just here in the UK, but in Zimbabwe and in South Africa as well.
Okay.
So I noticed when I started performing at festivals, people were like, oh my God, where did you get that? And I felt so bad just saying I got it from whether South Africa or Zimbabwe and not being able to share it with them.
Yeah.
So I started ordering more and more, 5 of each product. And now sell them. And also supporting these women who are having their own businesses.
Yes, of course.
So, because it's really a tough world when we don't support each other.
Wow.
But when you are able to notice that, this person is doing something really good and I want to be part of it, it makes it all much easier.
It makes it worthwhile. You get to dress up like they said, look the part. No, you look absolutely amazing. Now, with everything that you've said, you've already said quite a lot about yourself. You talked about when I'm performing, when I'm doing this, when I'm performing, so tell us a little bit about yourself, okay? Because now we know you perform, which we know you perform, and I have seen you live in action, which is amazing. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Who exactly is Tsungai?
That's a question. So Tsungai Tsikirai is a singer-songwriter and I'm a performing artist. I am a mother, a sister, a friend, and I like to think of myself as a women empowerment champion.
Okay.
Because in all of my travels and in all of my activities, I'm always looking for women to work with.
Okay, okay. All right, so you have got a lot of hats that you wear, and you're also connected to Flame Lily?
Yes.
Flame Lily Arts. Flame Lily Arts, and that's where you have Tsungai dancing there, and the men are playing the drums, and you are going crazy. About 3 or 4 ladies at the front there, isn't it? And the men as well. No, you are so good.
Thank you.
And you jump so high.
Oh gosh, yeah. I hope I get to do that for another 20 more years.
And I'm sure you will. Yeah. Okay, that is amazing. So, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back again, tell us a little bit about what you do, especially about the women empowerment and about the songwriting.
Fantastic.
We'll be back. See you soon. And welcome back to the Tandie Jacobs Born2Differ show, where we're having a wonderful discussion here with a a lady who is a songwriter, a performer, a dancer, a jack of all trades, isn't it? You got a lot of things that you do, very colorful, and that's I like color. I'm wearing red. I hope you can see that. I also like color.
Absolutely.
So, in terms of songwriter, you've recently released an album, didn't you?
Well, I have an album that is going to be released this year. I have Rovangoma, which was released in 2016.
Okay.
But this time around, I have been fortunate enough to work with some amazing talent from Zimbabwe, and I have been able to do 5 collaborations on that album.
Wow!
Including some of the most talented female artists from Zimbabwe who are based all over the world. So that should be coming out at the end of the year. I don't want to rush it because already the resources and the time that have gone into it has made it so much bigger than I anticipated. So I had to slow down a little bit. I said, no, Tsungai, you're getting really excited. You know, you might mess it up. So take your time to take it all in. And then get the right resources, the right platforms, and also the right advice. Because I believe in people mentoring me as much as I would like to mentor other people. So there's people that have walked this road before me. They would have advice, they would have resources, and they would help me write corrections, because you know, I'm a human being. I'm bound to make mistakes.
Exactly, and I think that's very important, to be able to seek advice and to know that I need to seek advice and to have a mentor in your life that can be able to guide you. Now, with all this that you've talked about, especially about the album that you launched in 2016 and the one that you've just done with the collaborations, as a woman, what challenges have you faced yourself having to penetrate this industry? Have you had any challenges?
How long have you got?
Oh my goodness.
The whole day.
Oh my. So I'm sure you got a lot of challenges. So is it now, is it challenges as a woman or challenges because you were in diaspora?
Both.
Okay.
But mainly as a female musician.
And why is that?
I guess coming from Africa, the expectation and our role, like way back in the day, was for us to be homemakers.
Yes.
For us to be mothers, sisters, aunties,
and of course,
you know, just look after the home, have the keys, but things have, fast forward to today, things have moved and more into a positive direction, but still there is a lot of boundaries that I have faced, and a lot of walls that I've come across. Sometimes I really wish I could just, you know, smash the wall or jump over it, but I think it's been a very slow process for me to kind of like overcome some of the things. So music industry is very male dominated. It's not a secret.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
So for me to have my song recorded, do the video, have it played, and have the support that I need, I seem to have to go through so many challenges. Right. As a woman, people look at you and they think, oh, you know, am I a sex symbol, or am I expected to do certain things for me to be accepted much quicker?
Wow.
I've certainly felt like that.
Is that happening in this day and age?
I have experienced it, unfortunately.
It's like, so you have to give something from yourself for you to get something done. And yet if it was another man, they wouldn't face that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Women
my
have
God.
to work, 10 times harder than men, I think, if not more. And this is a personal experience. And I've heard so many... I've had similar stories from other female musicians, so it is definitely an issue that needs to be addressed. I know there's organizations that do encourage like Women of the World festivals or women in music, and that's led me to try and tackle this thing in my country, my community. Okay. So I've come up with the concept called breaking boundaries. Breaking boundaries. Okay. Yeah. So recently we did a concert. Okay. All female lineup. All right. Again, like the album, it came out so well. And the resources, the time, the people, the skills, the knowledge that went into it deserves a bit more attention than what I'd initially planned.
Okay.
So we are in the process of trying to find platforms that can air that for us.
Okay.
We are in the process of trying to find sponsors that can support us. And we're also in the process of trying to find other women, because we've done 5 ladies.
Okay.
Other women who are willing to use the platform to just showcase their talent without feeling like they have to do something for somebody.
No, yeah.
So
it's like you have to give something out for yourself for you to be able to get something.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
To be a female headliner in a festival is so much harder when you're a female artist.
Really?
It's so much harder. You will get like some events that have got up to 6 male artists and not even a female on there. And instead of us complaining, I wanted us to do something about it.
There's no good in complaining, but let's make a change and let's make a difference.
Yeah. So it's something that was in my head because I felt so strongly about it, and I said until I do something about it, I can't keep complaining. So I want to try and do something about it, and either fail or actually say, I'm glad I did it. Because then it's leading to something.
So did this not in any way discourage you? I mean, when you initially started and you were facing all these walls, brick walls and these barriers that were being so difficult that you had to jump over and hoops that you had to leap over. Did this not discourage you in any way? As in sometimes you feel like, you know what's the point? Because you value yourself, you value your body and you're thinking, I'm not going to just do this just so that I can get my album released. Did that not discourage you in any way? Or how did you feel at that time?
It did. And I always think I'm someone's daughter, I'm someone's sister, and I'm now someone's mother. So if I have to sell my soul to the devil,
yes, which it is, isn't it?
To get a platform, how many times am I going to do that? So if I want to be on this festival in March, in April, in August, in November, Black History Month, I want to be part of events. So if I feel I have to do that for one event in a year, how many times do I have to do that? And then what does that do to my confidence? What does that do to my talent? Because then it's no longer about talent, is it?
No.
So I have been discouraged, but I didn't give up. I have found... don't get me wrong, there's so many promoters out there that have given me a chance, that have given me a platform, and to them I'm ever so grateful, because sometimes when I see how they do things, this is why I'm here today, because I've seen how they do things, and I'm probably not happy with all the other festivals for not including women. And I'm thinking, okay, this is what they did at that festival, how about we use it to try and promote women.
So
there has been a lot of males involved in bringing me here where I am.
Wow, that is amazing. And I think that is something that maybe a lot of people don't know about, don't know that these are the challenges that women face, especially women in performing arts and music and entertainment, that these are the barriers that you have to cross over. I mean, if I'm to look at myself, maybe when I started being an MC as a woman, I was asked a lot, like, how can a woman be an MC, because it's only been ever men. But I didn't, and I took that lightly. I didn't realize that this was something that is actually, it's like a stigma, something that's there, that women should not do things like that. You should remain in the kitchen and just, that is your place.
So unfortunate. I'm raising a daughter who enjoys doing makeup. She is involved in school plays and all that. So when she finishes and she wants to take up performing arts, it would really break my heart if she had to go through what I went through.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to change the narrative. I'm trying to encourage people to open up their minds and to accommodate female musicians, not only in music, like you're saying, DJing, MC.
Oh yes, exactly.
Comedy, in drama, or even like female promoters. We would benefit a lot from all of that. So I don't know where breaking boundaries is going to take us.
Well, you're surely going to break the boundaries, my dear. You're surely going to break the
not gonna give up.
So when did you start in terms of singing and performing? When did you start? When did you think that this was me? You know, is it when you were a young little girl dancing in front of the mirror in the bathroom?
At school,
Or-
primary school, and you know how we do the Thanksgiving days or Parents' Day, or where you have in front of the assembly. That's how I started
yes.
at primary school, and all the other kids were going home. Oh, number 1, number 2, and I was there doing the entertainment. And I remember because there's 6 of us in my family, so every day you come from school with your report. And then Dad sits there in his chair and he's opening them, saying, okay, fine. Oh, all right. So who was number 1 if you're number 13? Who was number 2 if you're number 10? But, you know, and then later on, I discovered that my dad was really, he wasn't very strict, or he wouldn't punish us for that. That made me want to improve my academics, because then I would get away with being in the drama club, the netball club, the choir, and all those things. So I started to improve my grades just so I could be allowed
to be able to do in the other activities.
Because then you'll be like, oh, you know, you just want to sing.
Exactly,
And
you're
you're
wasting
reported
time,
in
and
the
then
year.
this is not.
What is that going to
Oh
give you?
yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that is
So,
our African parents. I do
and
know
then
that.
I haven't stopped.
But family has been very supportive to where you are today.
They are very supportive. From my mom to my dad to my sisters, and everybody around me has been really supportive, because to me, music is my first love.
Wow.
So if you want to support me, if you want to work with me, if you want to be around me, you have to accept me as a musician first.
Music first, and then I come after.
Because music, you know what? There's another thing that I'm interested
Okay, I'm gonna have to ask you to sing. Before we finish, you're gonna have to give us like a little bit of something. We're gonna take a quick break, my dear, and when we come back, you're gonna tell us more about your singing.
Okay.
We'll be back. Welcome back to the Tandie show, and I'm here with Tsungai. Now, Tsungai, you talked about starting from a young age, the dancing at school, performing. You're also a Christian by background.
Yes.
Did you face any challenges when you went in the direction that you went, considering because you were singing more to the secular world, yeah? You're not singing the gospel songs.
Yeah.
Any challenges that you faced in that area, especially from your family, friends, and people around you, your circles?
Of course. So I never paid attention.
Okay.
Paid attention to any negative talks.
Or like, women don't do that.
Yeah. No.
Women, don't do that. Sit down.
You're going to be married.
In fact, you won't even find a husband if you do that. That's one of the statements that come out.
I had all comments from people, but I guess I built a wall around me in the end. Because yes, to start with, it really affected me, because it was friends or neighbors or people at school saying, oh, you know, those people that dance into zamadlozi or jinjemzimu, how they call it, like it's voodoo dance or whatever.
Yes, because they see all those kind of things and they're associated with witchcraft.
And then people will be like, oh, you've got such a lovely voice, you do so well singing gospel. And I'm like, no, you're not going to put me in a box. I will sing gospel. I will sing jazz. I will sing traditional music. I will sing whatever I feel like singing, because music to me comes from the heart.
Yeah, it's your gift. It's yours.
I cannot adopt somebody's perception or expectations of me into my world.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I have to take care of my needs first, my visions first. So
and what you want to do.
It was very difficult. Yeah.
Is this where breaking boundaries then came in?
I believe that feeling as a child of having to defend my choices and having to go through some very difficult times with my family, especially my mom, because my mom was like, no, Tsungi, you know, you should try. And I was like, Mommy, no, but you sang at church, Granny sang at church. So we had this really, really, intense conversation with my mom.
Oh, they called you and they sit you down.
And my mom cried.
Oh my.
That's when I realized that, if
could I pause you there?
Yeah.
So was her crying because you're not singing gospel songs, or you're crying because you are refusing?
I think I was not listening. I was not listening to what she was trying. Obviously what she wanted for me was not what I wanted for myself.
Okay.
So I had to really be strong-headed. That's why I'm saying people said whatever they said, but I never paid attention.
And you're a family of 6, you said?
Yes, family of
and
6.
You are number
2.
So I'm sure it was also, what are you, the others behind you, what are you trying to teach them?
Standard. So I had to prove to my family that I would not let them down. And those were the only people that mattered to me.
Okay.
Once I was accepted by my family and I was touring South Africa, I was going to America, during that very difficult time, September 11, we went to America 2 months after that.
Wow.
On a school trip through music and arts.
Okay.
So when we went there and I came back, and then the tour to South Africa, actually we had sponsors and everything. When we came back, we had money in our pockets. So I started seeing the life in music at a very young age, and I worked so hard to convince my family.
Okay.
And then now they're so protective of me. My mom is like, so when is the next album coming?
So that the money can come, eh?
So
that the money can come.
Exactly. Your voice sounds like, it's very horsey. When you sing it, yeah.
Okay, so breaking boundaries then, is it in 2 ways? I think from what you've been saying, because you've got breaking boundaries in terms of women getting into the music and entertainment industry. Is it also in terms of society, in terms of culture, in terms of the environment? Is it like that? So tell us a little bit more with regards to breaking boundaries.
So when I started it in 2016, I didn't want to focus too much on one thing. So I was looking at how we treated people who were different in our communities.
Okay.
For example, this notion of gay people is wrong, because he's gay or she's like this.
Yeah.
It's wrong because she wears mini skirts or she wears trousers, or it's wrong because she never went to school. Or why don't you look at the individual? Because you know what? As a girl growing up in Jube, I had to overcome all those things, and then coming into the UK and also experiencing that, especially from my people. Okay. I was like, no, we need to address this. We have to have conversations. And another topic is depression, mental health. People don't want to talk about those things.
No, they don't. No.
But and when we look at social media, what it does to people, we don't want to address that problem. Yeah. We want to focus on the person. On the person. We want to bring them down right to the bottom so that we can laugh at them even more. You don't realize that somebody has got a problem and you don't want to be part of the solution. You want to be the one that's talking the loudest, the one that knows everything, the one that has the latest, the one that exposes things. Yeah. What are you doing? I always think, if you haven't got, somebody said this to me before, if you haven't got anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. You don't lose anything. You don't. So, so trying to break all those boundaries psychologically with groups, and trying to break those boundaries physically in the type of activities that we're doing to try and include everybody. There's always Shona and Ndebele people.
That one is
in my lineup for 2016.
It's something else.
In my lineup for 2016, I said I will have Imbube, I will have Ischigicha, I will have Mande, I will have poetry, I will have rappers. I was fortunate enough to, because I said this is my way of saying, do you know what, you can say whatever you want to say, but you will not stop us. You will not stop us. And the more people watched the 2016 version, the more I wanted to make it bigger and better. So 2020 was all about the ladies. Wow. It was all about the women in music, because like I said, we've gone through so much. But do we stop to even get to where you are? Or do we say, okay, fine, let's group together all those that feel like... And let's put on our army boots and we're going to break this as much as we can. Exactly. Oh my God, you're going to be so blown away by the production. It has jazz. Wow. It has Afro pop. And we have gospel as well. So you can see, I don't want people to feel like they have to conform to other people's standards.
No,
we have to start accepting.
You have to start accepting people
as they are.
So in terms of empowering women, okay, because you talked about there's breaking boundaries, and you said you also want to empower women, not only looking or secluding it to the what you've just currently done. Is this something that you're doing on a larger scale in terms of empowering women with regards to music, with regards to entertainment, and speaking into platforms? Is that something that you're now doing? Or that's the future for it?
Yeah, I've already started networking with organizations that empower women. That have got like women speakers, business women, how to start a business and how to be successful in the performing arts. So some of these festivals, I don't necessarily have to perform. I just go there for networking. And also even like the ones that don't involve women, I go there just to see or to have that conversation with people to say, okay, fine, why is it that you don't have women on your lineup? Why is it that you're not including women on your lineup? So hopefully this is the beginning of a new thing. Yeah, of a new thing.
No, you are breaking boundaries. I really like that, and it's very encouraging, to be very honest, because breaking boundaries, accepting your uniqueness. I mean, this show is about born to differ, isn't it? Because each and every person was born to be different. We've got our uniqueness.
I heard the theme. I was like, I should be on that platform. Thank you, Tandie.
We are unique. We are different with the way we are, and the fact that you are now able to stand up and to stand out and say, it doesn't matter what people say or what the society says, that this is not a place for women, but we are still going to take our place and our position, and we are going to stand. So you are fighting a lot. Women, we are strong. I know we are strong fighters and we're strong, but you know, it's one thing to be fighting at home in terms of culture, but when it's your gift and it's your calling and you are fighting for it, you know, it's painful. It's painful, and yet you're being told to shut up.
You can't do this, you can't do that. And it's, you know, we haven't even scratched the surface yet.
No, you haven't.
I feel like there's so much that we need to say, and there's so much that we need to do in terms of including women in all this.
So what would you say to a young lady who is just about to, or who is thinking about performing music or penetrating this industry? What encouragement would you give them to, you know, to pursue this? What would you say to them?
I've got so much to say.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna sing a verse of a song that's coming.
Oh my.
And you will understand why.
Okay.
Because if I speak, I'm not much of a good speaker, but
okay, that's for me to say.
And this one is to you, young lady, wherever you are in the world. So listen carefully, because I've walked this road and we're still gonna walk it together, okay? You say that you won't change, but are you willing to pay the big bill, big bill? Believe when I tell you this is the only way you can make it real. I know you see the vision, but decisions is all it comes down to. Tell me what you gonna do. Don't let them put out your fire, put out your fire. Yeah.
Ooh. Yes.
That can put you off. So, you know, you just have to see it. If you can visualize it in your head, just find the right people, the right platforms, the right energy, and you will achieve it. Don't step back because you've had your fingers burnt once. I mean, it just means you have to be careful.
Yes. Next time, maybe carry a bucket of water and splash on the fire so that you don't get burned. But I like that. That was very amazing. Besides this voice, which was powerful, and I loved it. I think next time you just come here and you just sing.
Next time we do our own festival,
Exactly. You just sing. That was beautiful. But I loved the words at the end, especially when you say, don't let them put out your fire.
Because it's yours.
The fire is yours. I believe each and every one of us has got a fire inside of us. And it has to burn. Okay. And we are not ordinary, but we are extraordinary. And we have to let that fire burn. And no two fires are the same.
No, no.
No two fires are the same.
Fire will give you warmth. It will give you light. And if you are comfortable, if you feel that because my email, one of my emails is called My Calling, and it's been like that for ages, because I feel it's a calling of mine to be here talking about this, not just to be pursuing music, but to also encourage others. So if it's a calling, it's yours.
It's yours.
Yeah, it can't be a Tandie.
It's no.
We can work together. It's your calling and my calling.
Yes.
And we collaborate. But I can't just come and say, no, your calling is wrong. You have to do this.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That is exactly it. Because that's then talks about uniqueness.
Yeah.
Because you were born to be different. You are unique. It is yours and no one else's.
Celebrate each other.
Oh my gosh.
I need us to start celebrating each other and empowering each other.
Yes.
And that way we will be more powerful.
And as women, we can go far. And we will. And we shall.
We couldn't have said it
So
better.
when shall we wait for the for it to come out?
So breaking boundaries, we're taking our time. Do you know what? I'm gonna come back.
Okay.
Please have a slot for me in the
Give us a call.
next 2 or 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
We
I
will.
really want to do it properly, because I have said this. I have to make sure that it's worth, it's gathering momentum, and I have to make sure that when I come to you guys, it's all nicely packaged and it's all sounding good and it's all looking good, and that's a promise.
Fantastic. Tsungai.
Yes.
It's been absolutely lovely having you on the show today. Besides the talk, the encouragement, the singing, everything, that was like a cherry on top of everything else.
Thank you.
It's been lovely. And your accessories, if we want to purchase them, where can we find them?
So I have started an Instagram page called Mabiko.
Okay.
Because Mabiko, as you know, in my mother language, it means a party, a celebration. So it's not just going to be accessories only.
Okay.
It's going to be music, it's going to be festivals, it's going to be these activities around breaking boundaries,
Okay.
around women empowerment. So if you follow the page Mabiko on Instagram, and we're still working on the website,
Okay.
and also on having a formal team that is in charge of things, because I can't be. I'm absolutely useless on social media.
Trust
I'm
me.
absolutely
We are
useless.
the same. Don't
I have
worry.
my team saying, are you still there?
Yes, I know the feeling.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
They send messages and all that. Yes, I know. I know.
But please follow Mabiko on Instagram, or just go to my website, www.tsungaitsikirai.com.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard it all today from my lovely sister. She's a big sister to me, Tsungai, and she's got so much energy. She's colorful. She is breaking boundaries, because she has already made it into the music and entertainment industry. And thank you so much for being here today.
so kind.
It's been such an honor. And indeed, she was born to be different. Thank you, and I'll see you again.